So seeing I didn't have a shave today and it's really hot, I thought, oh, I won't go on camera today. I'll just do a quickie. So here's a quick one. It's my multimeter, my own, and I've done something to it that you should never ever do. So it's I'll show you what it is. This multimeter, one of my first, way back in the early days, and I just wanted to show you this before I fixed it up. What's inside it, how it goes. We'll test it against other stuff. It's yeah, it's a Philips. Let's have a look at it. Well, doesn't it look beautiful? What a lovely case. It's a shame it doesn't work. And I just wanted to collect all my old multimeters into one particular place here in this workshop, rather than having them spaced about 10 feet apart, covered up by items, and you never see them again. So, here we go. Here's my multimeter. Original, well, no, they're not the original probes. They're silicon leads. There's some original stuff in amongst this. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can connect with lots of this stuff, especially these old Bakelite alligator clips. How good were they? Gee, they are beauties. These, great things, great probes, nice and sharp, and yeah, easy to use. Just plug them in, but unfortunately, with some of the leads, you can't get them in there properly. They do go in, but not properly. You can't do it with that style of plug. But if you jam it on, yeah, you can get around it. But anyway, we'll test that out. Here's the meter. He's strapped in for safety. Got his seatbelt on. And how's this? Now, just get the case out of the road. I knew you guys would love my meter. Yes, it's not as old as me Avo, and yeah, I've got some other ones here that are older than the Avo. But yeah, now I can't remember what I put that switch there. I think it's an on-off switch. I don't know. I can't remember. There she is. How's that? Around the sides, meter connections, and an external power supply. If you don't have batteries, okay. Here we go on this. It's exactly what it is. Made in France. Okay. And it's got 6, 11, 98, maybe. No, can't be 98. I've got no idea what that is. Yeah, don't know. Anyway, let's show you what I did that I really hate myself for. Can we get, we can't get in that. Okay. Yes, you'll know what I'm going to show you. Yes. And of course, I always tell everyone, please don't leave the batteries in your gear. They'll corrode and you'll have problems. Well, guess what I did? Anyway, there's the problem. We're going to pull this apart, have a bit of a look at it, clean it up, get it back together. Hopefully it will still work. We might have to run it on an external supply, actually. I wouldn't mind this as sitting on the bench all the time. Okay, so we'll get these out and see what other damage, hopefully none, has been done to this. I'd say these batteries are flat. Well, they're out. Okay. They don't look too bad. Gee, they're hard to get out. Okay. And yeah. All right. Okay. Watch this video and learn learn what not to do. That one's not too bad. This one. Oh, gee whiz. How's this? All right. So first of all, I'll dispose of the batteries, and then we'll come back and see what we're going to do with this lot here. Right, guys, I think we'll start by taking the back off. We're probably going to have to remove these, but first of all, I want to wash and clean this lot out. Probably soak it in some vinegar to neutralise the acid, and I think they will clean up okay, but yeah, they're not real good. Now we've got two screws here, a Phillips in here, and one up the top. Let's see what happens when we get these out. I've never had this part, so I don't know. A lot of you guys would have had one of these, and I'm sure would have really liked them back in the day when LEDs were something that were a very basic dim display, not like they are now. Yeah, okay. What happens here? We might have to take, I think there's a fuse here. Okay. I would say that'd be for the amp or the amp rating, current rating, or in line with the power supply. I'm not real sure. I want to try and get this out without moving this around too much. Nice carry handle. Still works. Okay. I've unclipped the bottom there, a screwdriver in there, and we got the bottom out. There we go. Now we're cooking. Hopefully we haven't got acid everywhere. Right. Now, before we go any further, here's our battery leads. The outside one is positive in case it's not marked. Just a little terminal, and it's already corroded actually. And the inside one is negative. Okay. It's moved around, but it's not too bad. That's going straight in the sink with some, well, dishwashing liquid for a start. No, not much corrosion there. There we go, guys. There's my old meter. They don't make them like that anymore. Probably a damn good thing. Nice big switches down the bottom. I've got no alignment details or anything on this, so there are, I can see trim pots under here. I would have to download the manual, but not interested in doing that at the moment. As long as we can just see what's going on and see, does it work? I just see an electro just there. Maybe replace him. Well, there are a few electrodes in there actually. Well, we might have to lift the board and just have a look at electrodes, because I would like this working. Now, I'm not absolutely sure about this. I've never used that. I'll have to look up in the manual what this is. Trim pot here, but we do have external power up here. So I'm not sure about this one. There we go, guys. Now, does the board lift up? We've got a couple of little O-rings that mount on the pegs there. Okay, the thing will be to put some power in it. I'll put some power on here. Obviously, it is, what is it, 9 volts. It's, what is it, 3, 6? Yeah. Oh, hang on, it's 12 volts. No, six batteries. Yeah. So we'll put 9 volts on here and see, is he going to work? Okay, got 9 volts sitting on the power supply there, current limited at 100 milliamps. Now, positive, it's already marked. Positive on the outside here. Let's hook this up and I will turn my power supply on now. No current. Okay. So, is this the on-off switch? Still no current. Okay. Hit the display. Ah, look here. And we have a relay clicking. And the power supply wants, well, it wants a bit more juice. Give it 200 milliamps. There we go. Pretty hard on batteries. What's it drawing? 90 milliamps. There we go. Open circuit. Let's go around the voltage. 20 volts, 2 volts, 200 millivolts. Let's go to DC. A bit better. And it takes it a while to settle down. How about that? Maybe caps could be the electrodes leaky or something, causing this to count down. I don't remember it being that slow, but there it is. She's zeroed. Okay, 200 volts. Yeah, zeroed. 1,000 volts, zeroed. 200 microamps, which is a very handy scale for me. 2 milliamps, right up to the resistor, 200k reading. And she's just looking for a resistor there. Obviously, we put it on ohms. We've got AC here, which if we want to read 20 volts AC, DC, we've got ohms, and we've got current. Okay, so the current would be over here in the milliamps, up to 1,000 milliamps, up to 1 amp she reads. Hence, that would be that fuse, I would say. Okay, the unit works. We go to DC and back to 0 now. And yeah, there we go. Back to 0. Display. Does that turn off the display? No, only turns it on. Turn the unit off? Nope, makes no difference. Okay, not sure what this switch has been put there for. How do we turn this off? There is no off. Nope, makes no difference. All right, I'll turn him off. I'll turn the supply off. So we'll lift the board up, have a look at what electrodes. I'll probably redo some of the electrodes in there that, well, probably will need doing. And we'll clean the switch. Of course, we're going to bathe this battery compartment and try and do something with it to clean it up, put him back together, and yeah, compare him against my Fluke and just see how he performs. And now we'll lift this board out. It comes off those two at the sides, and we've got to get him off here, I think. Like this. We just keep maneuvering up, up, and away. There we go. Right. There we go. And yes, that appears to be power. It connects to the DC socket. I don't quite understand what that is. Anyway, a couple of trimmers there that we certainly don't want to touch. There's a VDR, a voltage dependent resistor here that's looks a bit ordinary, but that's probably on the current side of things, which I probably won't be using. I'm not sure. We'll look up what that is. We've got an electrode here, one up there, one on top. Now, we might take our display bezel off. There we go. There's our LEDs and the LED drivers. Okay, we've got some more electrodes in here. So certainly pay to, I think, replace these. And yeah, otherwise, I'm not going to do a lot with it. I'll be spraying the switch on this side and the other side and then putting it on and turning it, because otherwise there's a wafer here that you can get, well, can't really get it out of time, but you can get them different settings to this one. Okay. A couple of little pots down there, little trimmers. Yeah, nothing else there that I don't think I'd be concerned about. Well, guys, I've checked all these caps. The ESR on these is absolutely perfect. I'm not going to change these. They're as good as the day they were put in there. So we'll give this a little bit of a spray at the back and the same at the front. These are double-sided wafers. Okay, I have sprayed the switches down in the bottom there. Now we've got to put in this bezel. Our LED filter. Slips in there. And let's sit him back in here. There's obviously nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with this other than probably alignment, of course. But at the moment, I don't have any notes or alignment information on this one. All done. Right. Give this a work around. So sprayed him. Okay. These fellas a bit of a touch up. Right. That's it for the meter. Now there's a little bit of rubbish around on this lid. I'm going to go and soak this and try and get some rubbish out of it. Well, seeing I didn't want to go and buy C batteries for this thing, I mean, we just don't these days. Two 18650s, two lithium batteries in the holders, taped together. We're going to feed the wires through, solder them on the battery terminals, put the back on, and I can take these out and charge them whenever necessary. But these lithiums will probably keep this thing going for 10 years, which will probably see me out. Okay, let's put it together. Now they fit in there fairly nicely, and I've put a bit of sticky foam on there so we can put the back on, and that will hold the batteries in place nicely. Done. Okay, we'll solder them on, connect him up, and everything should work. Look at that. There she is, working. Okay, 20 volts. Let's see how this thing's going to compare with everything else. I'll get you in a little bit better position here and compare it to the Fluke. We'll put there's 8.6 volts on the power supply there. Let's see how everything measures up. Righto, guys, there we go. Now, we're on 8.6 on our power supply. Our Fluke is on 8.60, so those two match up pretty well. Let's have a look at this old girl, 1976. So she's a fairly old meter. This is where that's what I started with. So, well, I did have a couple before this one, but they've long gone, which is a shame. Okay, here we go. Okay, 8.6. Now, it takes a little while for this thing to settle, but we might be, 8.66. Okay. And of course, this turns itself off. So you've got to keep pressing to get the display to come up. So 8.66 versus 8.6 and 8.6. 0.06 out, that's not too bad. Yes, you've got to align this and get it exactly right. I'll be measuring HT voltages and everything with it. I'm not too worried about 0.05 of a volt. Yeah, pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this old girl. She goes again, and she's on lithium. I reckon this will pretty well wrap this video up. I hope you've all got something from this in looking back in time. What was the first digital multimeters, or some of the first? It's a PM 2513, 1976. Actually, I think these come out in 1974. So, yeah, the first of the digital meters. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed a look back in time, what's inside them, and, well, what not to do. Don't leave the batteries in things. Okay, until next time, guys, another video up very shortly. I'll catch you then. Please remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more rubbish like this and more Valve radios. Okay, bye for now.